This tutorial explains the way I want you to coat your silkscreens with photo emulsion. So you're going to start by taking your silkscreen emulsion scoop and pouring the emulsion into the scoop. You need to pour out more than you think that you may need because you can't make two movements when you're scooping the emulsion. So if you run out, then you have to start the whole process again. So I always pour out a little bit more than I think I need, and then close the lid real tight because the emulsion is light sensitive. Now I'm doing this in the classroom at New College where the lights have been tested. We did a lot of testing on these track lighting with the emulsion and we had no issues, so you can work with those lights on low. So you're going to place the scoop about 1.5 inches from the bottom of the mesh, and then tilt it so that the edges are against the mesh, and then just scoop up slowly in a single movement. When you get to the top, I'm about 1 inch away from the frame. I'm going to use my gift card, or you have something similar that I asked you to provide yourself with, and I'm going to pour the extra emulsion back into the scoop that was hanging on the screen, and then you just pick up a little bit more with the scoop against the screen to stop any drips. And in the end, this is what your screen should look like. Once the screen has the emulsion on it, still you cannot turn on the lights. You're going to put it into the drying box and seal it with the clamp. So now with the lights still off, again I have the track lighting on at New College. You can also use a party bulb and a flood lamp if you're at home. Make sure you put do not enter signs up on any doors that people may open. So with the lights off, I'm going to start cleaning. The first thing is I'm going to use my palette knife to clean out my scoop of the extra emulsion, and I'm going to put that emulsion back into the bucket. I'm going to save as much as I possibly can because the emulsion is really expensive. Once I've done that, then I can start to clean just with water. I'm going to remove the ends of the scoop and clean those first, and I'm going to use a rag to clean out the ridge where the edges of the scoop connect to the scoop itself. Emulsion likes to get in there, and if the emulsion hardens in there, or actually if the emulsion hardens anywhere, it's really hard to get rid of. So if there's hard emulsion in the ridges of those edges, then you won't be able to put them back on the scoop, and the scoop will be unusable and will have to be replaced. So clean everything very thorough. So I'm going to clean my scoop, my Panera card or whatever you have, my palette knife, any emulsion that is on the counter I'm going to clean because it's really difficult to get off once it's dry. A perfect example of this is the lid of the container. If the first person who used the emulsion wiped out the lid and everybody after that wiped out the lid, well, at this point when the container is almost empty, you'd still be able to put the lid on. But people don't wipe off the lid, so it gets caked with this hard emulsion, and then we can't securely close the lid. So when you use the emulsion, remember to wipe off the ridge of the lid so that you don't get emulsion on there, because once it hardens, it won't seal and it won't be fully protected from light. And there's nothing worse than coating a screen and going through all the steps of exposing a screen only to find out later on that the emulsion was bad and your screen's not going to work. Also, when you go to get your screen, make sure that the safe lights are on and regular light is off, because if you open the cabinet and you expose all those screens in there to light, that would also be a big problem and very frustrating for everybody. So make sure that anytime you're dealing with the emulsion that you have the safe lights on and that the regular overhead lights are turned off.